Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for November 2023. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your current energy, the near future, what you don't see coming, and then what Spirit wants you to focus on this month. Then we'll take a look at what's going on with you and your person or whoever's on your mind. If you are returning, sorry, I got distracted by the cards. Just saw the Ten of Pentacles. So that's a good sign. Something about finances is going to be good this month. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you're new, welcome. I do hope if you enjoy the messages, you'll consider subscribing. And if you'd like a personal reading, that information's in the description box below or the About section of my channel. All right, let's see what's going on with you guys for November. All right, so let's take a look at your overall energy. We have the Six of Cups. All right, so there could be some nostalgia that pops up, but this is also an energy of apologies. So you could find that there's someone who is either energetically feeling like they owe you an explanation or an apology, or they're thinking about this. It's interesting because the person above is someone of a younger nature, and then the person below, the one that seems to be smaller, is someone who's a bit older. So it could be somebody who's younger in your life. It could be a child. There could be some nostalgia about that, or they could be offering some kind of gift or support or love. It's actually a really nice energy. I really like it. Let's see what's going on in your current. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse with the Queen of Swords, okay? For some of you, you may be longing for a little bit of interaction. For sure, there's some need for you to get very clear about something. The Queen of Swords is definitely a no BS type of energy. And below that, okay, Ten of Pentacles. It was going to come out no matter what. So there's some things around finances. Definitely, there's a good sign that things are getting crystal clear about where your finances are. It could also be that you recognize that there are certain activities that you don't really want to spend time and energy with, and or your resources. I think you're just getting really clear about how you want to create some more stability in your life, how that flows. This could be a good relationship also that you have in a working environment. Somebody who's very straightforward and clear, or you may have to be very clear to someone that you work with. All right. It's just important to know. It's not that you're not going to have a good time this month. It just feels like maybe you're not wanting to spend as much time on those extracurricular activities, maybe to save a little bit of money. All right. So in the near future, we have the Five of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. I actually really like this because what it's telling me is there's a leaving behind of a scarcity mindset. So if you had been in a space where you've been battling, regardless of what your finances look like or what your work life looked like, if there was a feeling that a lot of us carry because we've had trials and tribulations, although we've always been able to be okay, most of us, it's the mindset. And I think that's what you're finally leaving behind. You're realizing that you don't need to entertain that, because the Three of Cups can be about entertainment, and it's in reverse. So there's no more entertaining that scarcity mindset or a fear that things are going to continue to be difficult or that you're going to always have challenges. I think you realize it's not worth putting the energy into. Also, again, I want to say some things that you may used to love that required money don't matter anymore. The Six of Pentacles is in reverse, which is a good sign to me that you're not going to be giving away too much of yourself freely. That too can be a saver, especially if you're one that's very kind and you tend to splurge on friends, or you're okay with paying the bill in any situation. Maybe there's a little bit of like pulling that back and saying, well, I know the steps that I need to take in order to create a different mindset. So I'm getting really clear about how I want to do these things and how I want to invest my time and money. Now, let's go to what you don't see coming. The Four of Cups. Interesting. So remember I said there could be somebody who's trying to apologize. And I think you may do exactly what he's doing in this card. You may cross your arms and say, look, a little bit doesn't go a long way in this scenario. So unless you've got everything, meaning all 4 cups, I'm not particularly interested. So for some of you, you're closing off to possibly a love offer. And if you're in a relationship right now and this person's not investing emotionally, 1 little cup out of 4 is not enough. That could be a discussion as well. For some of you, you walked away from a situation because of this, because somebody wasn't fully invested or didn't seem to be emotionally engaged. And you can flip the scenarios. You may have not been as emotionally engaged either. Let's see what's under that. Queen of Wands, because you know your worth. You know your worth. So if there's been any kind of confidence shaking or something of the sort, anytime somebody doesn't invest in us and we feel a certain way about them, but we don't get that in return, it could chip away a little bit. But you seem to be very confident and knowing exactly where you are, know who you are and what you embody. This is a lot of external beauty as well. So you could be feeling really good about yourself, pampering yourself this month and saying, because I want to take care of me first. And if somebody can't invest in what I know I possess, which is all of the above with the Queen of Wands, then I'm just not going to accept the offer. So good for you. So this is going to be a month where you feel really confident. It's also working into your birthday time frame at the end of the month. So obviously you guys start the end of November into December. And then we have Temperance. There's your card in reverse, because you recognize that if you don't stand up for yourself, who's going to? Temperance in reverse is having more patience. If it were in the upright, if we read the traditional meaning, sorry, I couldn't get it out, meaning of the card, in the upright, we had a lot of patience for things that maybe we should or shouldn't, depending on where it lies. And I think you lack patience around people who aren't invested because, again, you have a new sense of self-worth. So what does Spirit want you to focus on? The 5 of Cups, releasing things that have been creating some sadness and recognizing behind him. I'll put the card a little bit closer so you can see. Most of you have seen this before. The bridge is there, and he has the opportunity to walk over that bridge, and there's still some cups behind him. So I think what you're doing, and Spirit's saying, working on the things that were creating sadness this month and allowing yourself to see that there is a bridge to the other side of that pain is going to be significantly important. The 7 of Pentacles. Some things just aren't worth putting your energy into. Yes, it can be a waiting energy as well. And that's what he's doing. He's waiting to see if something's going to grow. But if it's hurting you in the process, then it's not worth it. So you have to ask yourself, is it worth investing in or not? Whatever that may be. If it's another person, and then we have the Emperor in reverse, could be an Aries or a Taurus. If that person is not doing the same, and it creates a sense of I'm out of control in any way, then I feel like you're going to be pulling back. So they just want you to focus on, what are you waiting on? And where do you feel like you lack that control over your life and or a sadness or a disappointment that you've dealt with? So you may still be wrestling with some unsettled feelings. Now, what's your challenge? The King of Pentacles in reverse. Again, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. You could be still scrappling a little bit with an energy of a person who has those placements. It could be anywhere in their chart, doesn't have to be. I just feel like it's someone that is unstable that may be around you, or that feeling that you're trying to overcome that you don't have control of your circumstances, because clearly you're going to. This month is going to be much more prosperous and much more focused around that area of your life. So if it's a challenge for you to get back to that place where you feel really good, really in control, especially of your financial life, then it may be a challenge, but you're getting there, which is good. All right, let's take a look at the 6 of Cups. We'll clarify this. Okay, so who is this person? The Tower. Interesting. So something may have fallen apart. There may have been a big argument. There could have been something that happened, a misunderstanding, and somebody definitely wants to make it right. Star card. So there will be healing with whoever this may be in your life. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be any relationship. This is great because it feels like it reaches a new height, but definitely healing, and apologies around this. And then we have, it could be a Scorpio or Aquarius as well. The Four of Pentacles is in reverse, which is great energy because it means you're not going to be holding on to something really tightly, whether it be that you're not holding on to the pain or sadness around this. You're just not going to hold on to it. I think you're going to let it flow. If it's vice versa, then the other person's going to do the same. I just feel a healing energy between you and someone else. The Three of Cups with the Queen of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles again. Okay. So this is you trying to grow your tree. It's a little bit different here. In this one, she's standing below because things are prospering. So I think you're starting to focus more on that, and that's what's going to help grow your wealth, probably because you're watching where you spend and you're being a little bit more cautious. The Queen of Swords, you're getting very clear about that. Queen of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is great because that's an indication, especially in this deck, that things are starting to balance out and there's joy, right, with that balance that you find. So good things financially this month. Five of Pentacles and the the Knight of Cups. We have the Two of Swords. So something definitely was challenging to make a choice about. It could also be that there was just that old mindset that I discussed earlier, feeling like you could never get a grasp on things, or it was a lack mentality, and it kept you sort of shut off and not being able to see things clearly. I think that's what's changing because your energy is being put in different places. So in the near future, if a decision pops up and this has not already happened, it may be hard for you to make a choice about. There could be something that you do have to walk away from, but it's going to be because there's a lack of love or a lack of joy in that situation for you. Let's keep going. Then we have the Six of Pentacles and we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So there is definitely a lack of balance emotionally. I just think you've given so much to something in your life and you realize that it's hard to break away from, but you may have to. Even changing how we think about things can be hard to release, but you realize that it doesn't create balance emotionally, so you've got to let that go. And it could be that, that desire to overgive in any way that's hard to release because you just naturally do so. You're very giving by nature. So the Four of Cups with the Queen of Wands, we have the Six of Swords. This one's showing up in reverse, so clearly something's not going to go the way that you had hoped. So even if you had thought, give this another try, I think you're realizing it's not worth it because it never gets to that place where it feels good. So your confidence is increasing, you're feeling good, you're probably going to be drawing in a lot of attention this month. So if you happen to be single, definitely do not sacrifice everything that you want. Meaning you want to make sure that somebody embodies all of the important things for you specifically. Queen of Wands with Temperance in reverse, the Ten of Wands. So you've carried the load in the past. You've carried the weight of the world on your shoulders. And the more confident you are, the easier it is to realize I'm not doing this anymore. I can't carry this weight. I don't have the patience for it. So if somebody's been leaning on you really hard or they have really high expectations, it could be that you stepped into the relationship having given, and now you're recognizing that you no longer want to be that person and you're ready to just let that go. This is coming, whoops, we just dropped a lot of cards. Something is definitely coming to an end there because you're realizing it's just not going to get to the place that you had hoped it would. They don't bring enough to the table. Now, what Spirit wants you to focus on is allowing yourself to heal, knowing something wasn't going to go somewhere, it wasn't going to grow. And as difficult as that is, just know that that person isn't fully in their own power as well. Let's get a card on this, the Nine of Cups. Because what's important is that you are fulfilled. And if you're not, clearly, there's a choice to be made. And it could be a difficult one. Seven of Pentacles with the Emperor in reverse. We have the King of... So you have the Emperor and the King of Cups. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to pick up some cards. That tells me that you've got somebody who is not really sure of themselves and isn't emotionally available, which is never a good thing, especially if You've been investing a lot of energy, time, resources into them. I think you're just done. If you've been carrying the weight of your relationship for a long time, as much as it may hurt, you realize that you have to do what's going to be best for you. All right, now with the challenge with the King of Pentacles, then we have the Nine of Wands. This is not wanting to repeat a similar action, wanting to get off that merry-go-round that you've been on. It's like a part of you is challenged, like thinking that you're not going to get past whatever those difficulties or challenges have been. You will get past them, but you know, if it's still a little bit challenging, that's okay, because things don't come to an abrupt halt. We grow through them, and then we find something a little bit easier on the other side of it. Okay, I am going to jump right in. I'm not going to clear the cards. If you've been with me before, usually I'll clear this off and get into you and your person. I'm just going to go ahead and layer them. It's a little easier. So let's see what's going on with your person or the person that's on your mind. Some singles things might pop up as well. We've got the Page of Cups. There's that offer again, but it's a very small one. It's almost like this, and they're going to say they're sorry. Whoever this is wants to apologize to you, but they don't have a big offer here. Three of Pentacles, they don't work well with others. Four of Swords, they tend to be somebody who overthinks things. It could also be that, I just heard selfish energy, not going to lie. Let's see where you are. Devil in reverse, don't want to deal with the toxicity, going through that transformation and that Scorpio season. So you may find yourself really becoming a new version of yourself right now, and maybe this person doesn't fit anymore. The Four of Wands in reverse, okay. And the Queen of Pentacles. Something creates a sense of instability. It could be the home life for some of you. It doesn't have to be for everyone. It could have been a marriage from the past. Not everybody's going to get that apology from an ex. I get it. We know that. But there could have been a scenario in which this reminds you of. Maybe you had a difficult breakup or end of a marriage in the past, and this is kind of like that. I do think the person has some sincerity. But if it's the same as the main reading, they just don't feel like they're available. I don't think they're in their power. Bottom of the deck is the Moon. If you get clarity, I'd be surprised. You may get a little tidbit of hello and I'm sorry. I mean, if you're with this person on a regular basis and you live together, it's just not enough. It doesn't feel like enough. And I feel like there's some disappointment there. Let's get some advice for you. Let's see what's coming up. What's the advice? And then we'll see what the outcome is. The advice, Ace of Pentacles, it doesn't look like there's going to be a new start there. The Seven of Wands, a little bit vulnerable. Ace of Wands is in reverse, and then we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So whatever you've been challenged with, I do think you're going to get beyond the sadness about it, and a part of you may not know which direction to go just yet. You may not feel like there's this new start available to you. I just think right now, you need to ask yourself which direction to go. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Be very honest with yourself. That's twice now you've gotten that card. So you're going to have to be truly honest. What's the outcome? Seven of Pentacles. It doesn't feel like it's going to continue to grow, and death and rebirth. So this is that twice now you've gotten death, meaning you're going through a rebirth, a death and rebirth, like we do so often. And I think you're just becoming a new version of yourself. And this doesn't seem to fit. When something isn't growing anymore, the universe has a way of coming in and kind of clearing the energy. All right, so let's move on from that and see what we get for the Lover's Oracle. Something wanted to pop out. Yep, that feels right. Let's go with this. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Absolutely. And when we love people, we don't always see that we're not 100% fulfilled. We figure it out eventually. But I think that there's something more for you out there. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. That may be for future. For those of you that have already started working on releasing one and you know you're going through this shift and change, you don't want to rush too quickly into anything until you really get to know someone. Forgiveness, stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Such an important message there. And then, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. For those of you that have lost someone in your life, that could be the person coming through. But it can also be that you just know that you still have a soul connection, because we do. We do with everyone that we ever have any interaction with. You agreed to come and have these experiences. So there is really no separation. It's just maybe not in this lifetime meant to be. All right, let's get a couple of cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle. I just saw Blessed and Fated, two of the best cards in this deck. So something really fantastic is meant for you, and it's coming, and soon. No place like home. Interesting, because the Four of Wands was in reverse. Not saying that there's dissatisfaction in your home environment, but for some of you, there could be a little thought about, like, what's next in my home? Am I moving? Is something changing? For some of you, it may be. And you may just start thinking about it. I don't feel immediate action, but for some of you, there could be. You could also be 50 or born on the 5th. And then we have Poised. So this is where your energy is going to be. I feel like you're just going to, through the ups and downs of emotions, I think you're going to maintain this no matter what. I think you always do, regardless of what you are experiencing. So you could be 48, born on the 4th, the 8th, or the 12th of the month. And then we have Come to the Edge. So this is it. This is that time. Very similar to death energy. It's like, just take a leap of faith. And also the Fool card, which is taking the leap. She's coming to the edge and deciding, this is it. I'm ready. I'm ready to jump off the cliff. I want something to change. Something needs to come to an end, and I'm ready for that new start. So you could be 36, born on the 3rd, the 6th, or the 9th. And then we have Mending. So there could still be a little bit of this inner child healing going on. I think we do it the entire time we're here. You could be 52, born on the 5th, the 2nd, or the 7th of the month. I want to get one more. And then we have the question why. So yes, you're probably questioning. I think we all do until we really, really get connected spiritually. We want to know why. I think we'll ask that until the day we're no longer here. Why do we want to come here and have these difficult experiences? There's some information, maybe a book that might be important for you that you find this month that might help answer some of those questions. Just open yourself up to anything that crosses your path that's information related. So books or something that you might read on the internet, whatever it may be. You could be 31, born on the 3rd, the 1st, or the 4th of the month. All right, my loves, those are your messages. Please hit that like button on your way out. Thank you for your support. And if you would like a personal reading, the information's in the description box below or the About section of my channel. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you guys a ton of love. Have an amazing November, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.